John chapter 8:31, Jesus said to the Jews there, which believed on him, right? There were many Jews who believed in him. And he said, okay, if you want to make the next step, if you continue in my word, then you are my disciples. You're not a disciple yet unless you continue in God's word. And you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. It's important that you be taught truth. It's going to be hard in your life if all you have is lies coming at you. And the lies, of course, the source comes from the kingdom of darkness. Remember, Jesus said that Satan is the what? Father of lies. And he's been a liar from the beginning. As soon as he opens his mouth, he's lying. And he's very good at it. He can deceive, just like he deceived the people in the garden, Adam and Eve. It wasn't all untrue. Some of it was partly true, and he reasoned with Eve. He deceived her. So it's important to know what truth is, to experience it. Hebrews chapter 6, verse 1, let us go on to maturity. 2 Peter 1, verse 5, add to your faith. So, as the song said, I was made for more. I was made to continue on. As Christians, our God is calling us to become a Christian. Okay, when you accept Christ in your heart, you are putting your faith that Jesus Christ can cleanse you, and that is the truth. He can, and He does. But to take on the nature of God, to take on His character, that is when we start to grow into becoming a Christian, like Christ. And so as a young Christian and as a young person, it's important to surround yourself with truth. If all day, every week you have lies coming at you, and once a week you go to church and you have some truth, that's not enough. You've got to combat that. You've got to turn off those sources and turn on truth sources, and that's God's word. In America, the college system, I remember going to college, and it was a little bit of a battle, quite a battle actually. I had to have a filter in my mind from God that He would help me combat the lies that I was being taught. And God is that truth. He's so important. His word is truth. And I was in church and I was praying, and I was able to overcome all that and come and graduate from college and use it for a job skill, get a job in the work world. And so there's a lot of input into kids today of untruths. And this truth is so important. And it's hurting a lot of people today, being taught lies. The people that are teaching you lies don't care about you. They don't care about where this lie is going to take you. They don't care about how it's going to affect you. But Christ does, and He wants you to know the truth. And parents, us parents have a responsibility to teach our children truth. 1 Corinthians 11:1. So what is the next part of being a Christian? We find it in Paul's statement here. He says, follow my example, or in other versions, imitate me as I imitate Christ, as I follow the example of Christ. Follow my example as I follow the example of Christ. If you want to be a Christian, if you want to grow into being a solid Christian, you should be an example. And it's very important in your life to be an example to others, to be an example to young people. If you want to be a youth leader, and you've got to be someone who is an example to them, that they can look up to, someone that's following the Scriptures, that believes in God's Word, that is doing what it says.